and welcome back to Music That Doesn't Suck, the place where we talk about music that is actually not terrible. And
For a
today,
freaking change.
for a freaking change, good point. Today we're going to be talking about a band that we should have talked about like several years ago. We're going to be talking about The Who, one of the best bands, if not the best from its era.
A strong contender, that's a given.
It is a given, but do you think it's better than Led Zeppelin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah, that's not even a question. Yes, we're going to be talking about The Who, and it started off super controversial. And today we're going to be discussing the fantastic album that is Who's Next? One of their best records. Could it be their best?
I guess we're gonna find out.
We will find out. So, if you want to join the conversation and discuss why The Who is so badass and good, you're more than free to join us.
Yeah, so
So-
grab a drink and join the conversation.
Yes, because that's the whole point. So, speaking of drinks, what are we having today?
So,
Isn't that supposed to be your question?
no, because I haven't introduced myself yet.
Yeah,
and
look at that.
I, for one, have some manners.
Look at that.
So, hello, girls and boys, how's it going? So, yeah, as you can see, the drink today is very blue.
It's very blue.
Very, very blue.
It's the first time we do blue drinks here.
Yeah.
I
It looks
think-
good, actually.
It also actually translates beautifully to on the cameras.
Yeah.
This is a martini bikini, a blue martini bikini to be very precise. And this is actually a drink that is made or mixed through the use of gin. Gin is the basis due to it being a martini, but also has a little bit of blue curacao, which is what is giving this stupidly radioactive hue.
Yeah.
And also schnapps.
Peach snaps, to be more
Peach
precise.
snaps, to be precise. It's a very tough liquor. We're talking about like a 50-something plus.
Yeah.
Uh,
Doesn't feel like it.
No, that's the problem. It's very nice.
Yeah.
And also a little bit of lemon. So, Santa,
Cheers.
it's a winner.
It is. I expected it to be sweeter,
Me too.
but it's actually the right amount of sweet.
It is the right amount.
Yeah.
I can feel the schnapps,
Yeah.
a little bit of the lemon.
Mm-hmm. I can see why the lemon. It actually helps tame down everything.
Yeah,
And glue.
yeah,
the
it's
compression.
It's the compression, exactly. So, now we're talking about compression. Who's next? What do you think about the album? As an overall?
Overall, like first impressions.
Yes.
I think it's a fantastic album. It's one of the best the world has ever seen
Why?
because, first and foremost, because there's not a single song
That sucks.
not even that sucks, that is not very good.
No.
It ranges from very good to excellent. That's
Incredible.
Yeah, nothing below that.
Yes.
Um,
Because some of their most popular songs, just as a quick reminder,
yeah.
the album begins with Baba Rayleigh.
Yes.
Wow. The sequence.
What an opener.
It is.
Come on. Yeah.
Then bam, bam. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the song that Limp Bizkit destroyed, which is Behind Blue Eyes.
It's not Limp Bizkit.
It's Limp Bizkit, man.
It wasn't Limp Bizkit.
It was Limp Bizkit.
Are you sure? I don't think
I
it was
am
Limp Bizkit.
100% because it comes from Chocolate Starfish. It comes from that album, man. It was Limp
I thought
Bizkit.
it was a different band that had ruined it.
No, it was Limp Bizkit. Among their many things.
Are you sure it wasn't Green Day?
No, it was Limp Bizkit. Behind Blue Eyes. Yes. Man, it even has a DJ section.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Yeah, it was Limp
Yeah.
Bizkit. And it comes from this album.
Yeah.
And also, We Won't Get Full Again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes! That song slaps.
It does indeed.
And it's where the meme with the sunglasses, what the show was that? From which show? It's a TV show.
I think CSI.
It's CSI?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
whatever. For those of you who don't know, that meme that you have seen several times.
Yeah.
I have never seen the freaking TV show, but I know the meme
Mm-hmm.
because it was everywhere for a while, and I only knew that it was due to the awesomeness that is The Who.
Yes.
So yes, it comes from that particular song. It's called "We Won't Get Full Again." Well, "Won't Get Full Again" is the proper
Yes.
thing. So yes. So what do you think?
Look.
Banger after banger.
Starting from the
Baba
opener.
Rayleigh.
Baba Rayleigh.
Wow.
I actually have a whole very few songs to the regard that I hold this one in particular because it hits a sweet spot. That, for instance, think of songs such as "Carry On Wayward Son," or perhaps "Stairway to Heaven." Incredibly good
Yeah.
from objective standards, and somehow managed to be huge hits.
Yeah.
Because usually you don't see, even though it feels kind of counterintuitive, because
That is very-
you would think that the better the song, the more popular it is, right?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
And usually when we're talking about super ultra high caliber music,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily ultra popular.
No.
But songs such as Carry On, Stairway to Heaven, and Baba O'Reilly
Yes.
kind of prove that you can be incredibly good,
And also successful.
successful.
Yes, good point, man. Because the track begins with that very interesting sounding kind of sequence on a synthesizer.
Yes.
Which I think it was probably the first time the Who used it on a record to this degree of spotlight.
Yeah, yeah.
And it kind of gets gets your attention, right? Super
Indeed.
quickly.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like something out of a Pink Floyd record for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the bang, bang, you hear those chords,
Yeah.
you start to feel that, okay, this is not Pink Floyd.
It has way too much.
Energy.
Energy.
Yeah, I can see Pete
Yeah.
Townsend doing this.
Yeah.
Yes, this is badass. And then the drums, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the singing, man, Roy Adultery.
Yeah.
Killing it, man. Fantastic. Because he's not a great singer, but god damn it, he sounds amazing.
But look, one thing, because I was hearing back on it a few minutes ago, just to refresh my
Yes,
memory.
yes.
I'm honestly, I'm very familiar with this album, but still.
Yeah, it's
I
one
want
of
to
those.
refresh.
Yes.
And it's interesting because I came out of, I was actually working on drums before hitting that for a project that, well,
We're working on.
working on. And it required some editing.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I actually want to bring this as a tangent to this conversation.
Go ahead.
Because one of the approaches to modern music making, because of the standards that were generated, is having everything being very, very
Perfect.
precise,
Yes.
very perfect. And as I was listening to Bob O'Reilly, since I was on the mindset of perfection, because I was kind of working on doctoring, I think there are plenty of things that are not quite there.
No.
They're slightly off, but slightly off from a perfectionist point of view, not
Yes.
from a musical point of view.
That's a good point.
Musically speaking, it sounds awesome.
Yes.
But if you wanted to go like ultra nitty gritty, you would find plenty of things to pick
Yeah,
on.
let me just elaborate a little bit more, because the thing is that modern music production allows for you to be able to the technique or the technology used, or the proper term is called quantization, which basically speaking allows you to set all of the notes or all of the impacts or all of the sounds that you're working on while mixing or editing out in this case to be set correctly or perfectly to a tempo. Well, thus allowing you to fix it. Imagine it like auto-tune for drummers, if that makes sense to you,
Yeah.
because you're gonna just get them to the right spot
Not only for drummers, for rhythm.
for rhythm.
Yeah.
Good, it's better.
Yeah.
So that's super common nowadays. Why? Because we got used to it, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that we were having this conversation, I think yesterday,
Yeah.
in which I mentioned a track by Black Sabbath, Neon Nights, in which you get these. The drums are slightly faster than the tempo of the track, but by very, very much nothing, which gives this pulling feel, or the drums are dragging the rest forward or pushing them to be forward, while the guitar is a little bit more laid back,
Yeah.
creating this kind of back and forth. We're talking about milliseconds, but that gives this sense of urgency,
Yeah.
intensity, and with when Dio starts singing, god damn it, it's fantastic. This is similar,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Bob O'Reilly has and Pete and freaking Kid
Kid
Moon
Moon, yeah.
has so many of those kind of. He's very tight,
Yeah.
but he's that tight that I don't give a damn.
But it's excellent in an imperfect way.
Yes.
And the thing is, as I was listening to it and noticing some of those imperfections, and don't take this as criticism, it's actually the opposite. I was thinking, how much we've lost when we changed the standards for music for it to be way too square,
Yes.
because we don't get that anymore.
No, and the thing is that this is one of the reasons why nobody likes modern music,
Yeah.
or everybody has problems with modern music, because it doesn't sound like this.
Yeah.
There is not the missing link is this organic, exciting, beautiful human element to music
Yeah.
that little by little has been removed from the whole process of creating music.
Yeah. It's a shame, man.
It is a shame.
It's a shame.
It is a shame because, well, those records sells more, but it's not necessarily the ones that lives the test of time. And this record is basically a proof that why would you? You don't need that.
Yeah.
And not only this record, basically everything from this particular period of time, which is what I call the heroic rock period.
Yeah.
'Cause it's so good, man. It's all of the heroes were playing at this, competing for everybody's attention.
Yeah.
It's insane. And yeah, Bob O'Reilly's fantastic, man.
It is. The drumming is nuts.
So good, man.
One thing that I find about Keith Moon's drumming, because even though he's usually praised for being innovative or being loud or virtuoso, one thing that I don't see attached to him very often
Musical.
is that he's extremely musical,
Isn't
man.
it?
He's very tasteful, even though he feels like it's not. It feels like too many notes. He likes to throw a lot of notes around,
Especially during his feels, they
Yeah.
are super complex.
but he's in great taste, man.
Yes.
You don't feel like he's more than he should,
Or
even though
trying
he's
to-
playing a lot.
Yeah, he's not trying to be the center of the attention, right?
Yeah,
He's trying to take advantage of the spots in which he can actually push the drums forward in such a great, tasteful, elegant, and dynamic fashion.
yeah,
So good. And how this track blends in or sets the mood for the entirety of the record. Because Bob O'Reilly feels like a hopeful song. Don't know if you can share that the same feeling about it, because for me it sounds like a very kind of, how can I put it? It's hopeful, musical speaking. The lyrics, I don't remember them correctly right now, but the whole thing with Teenage Wasteland is kind of like
yeah,
not necessarily happy, if I recall correctly.
yeah.
But the feel, the enthusiasm that comes from that song is very much infectious.
Yeah, because I think that dun,
Bam,
dun,
bam.
that thing actually.
Kind of hopeful and uplifting.
Yeah, it is indeed. It is
So
indeed.
good, man. And the drumming, ta ta ta.
Yeah.
One thing, what do you think about the sound of the drums?
It's kind of oldies.
Very old.
It's already oldies.
Yes.
I don't. Once again, I don't necessarily mean this as a good or bad thing. It was the style of the time.
Yeah.
We're talking about a period in time before plenty of the current technologies for music production were developed. I think it's a great sounding album. Now thinking,
Yes, it sounds great.
Yeah.
The thing is that if you start to analyze or kind of focus on particular sections of the whole production,
you see the age.
not necessarily the edge, because also I think it's when was it released?
71, I think.
Oh,
No,
please.
early 70s.
Yeah, it's earlier than Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
But like 4 years, man,
Yeah.
5 years.
So
So
those years made a difference, man.
they did, man. They did,
Yeah.
they did, because the sound is a little bit more, how can I put it? It's roomier.
It is.
It's less impactful, particularly on the toms. The kick is punchy, crunchy, and crusty.
Yeah.
Just how you like your all-time sounding records, right?
Yeah.
It has the heft.
Yeah.
And when you rock it on a particular good set of speakers or headphones, you truly feel the punch and the
Yeah.
air being pushed by the kick. The snare is fantastic. I love the sound of the snare.
Yeah, agreed.
The thing is that whenever he goes for the toms, which is a good chunk of what makes Kid Moon being Kid Moon,
There's quite a lot of tone action.
yeah, just maybe it's because we're spoiled
Yeah.
out of the comparison points, right? But I would expect more.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the toms don't sing.
Yeah, you hear them,
Yeah.
but they don't poo.
And you can see that he was bashing the kid.
Damn, he was loud during the
He was
recording.
definitely loud. I love the sound of the kick snare. I agree with that. I actually think that is a sound that we left behind for some reason. It's
Yeah.
a great sound,
Yes.
but the toms is where you see age, the period in time not necessarily being able to project the best
Yes.
from a sound perspective, of course.
Yeah, the guitar tone.
It's very good.
Badass.
Very good.
So good, man. Because it's very present. It's not abrasive. Beautiful sounding. Of course, Pete Townsend is an excellent guitar player. Man.
Yeah.
Fun, engaging, exciting, dynamic, sincere, right?
Yeah.
And this track, Bob O'Reilly, has basically sets the mood beautifully, man.
It does indeed.
Beautiful. Now,
And it's very daring to open with such a powerful song.
yeah, because when I discovered this, well, not the band, but the songs from this album, I imagined that Bob O'Reilly would have been one of the later songs, right? Because
Yeah.
it's one of the best songs they ever wrote.
Yeah.
Is the opener? God damn!
It's already a very emotionally loaded song.
Yes.
It's a song that moves you. And to already start an album with that amount of demand on the listener, because it's a song that is enjoyable,
Yes.
but it's a song that truly brings you in. It's a song that it actually makes you a part of the listening experience.
Yeah, totally.
It's not a song that you're going to have playing in the background. It's actually something that you're in it.
Yes.
And of course, it's a good thing to pull you into the album. The thing is set the bar very high, man.
Yes, it does indeed, man. And again, the creative use of the sequence at the beginning or throughout the song, because they also bring it back later. It's so good, man.
Yeah.
It's very musical and also rhythmical because, of course, it's following a very strict rhythm pattern, but
Yeah.
so well crafted, man.
And I think we're still talking about a period in time where, of course, they weren't the first to bring synthesizers to rock and roll,
But it wasn't that common.
but it
Still.
was still on the pioneering
Pioneering,
phase.
yes, it was very much a pioneering thing.
Yeah, so it was kind of innovative, that approach to the use of synthesizers in rock and roll music.
It did.
And yeah, I respect that quite a lot, to be very
Yes.
honest.
Now, Bargain, what do you think?
I think it's a very fun song.
It's fun, right?
Yeah, it is indeed. It's actually one of my favorites out of the album.
The thing is that this album is so, I wouldn't say over the place, but it's so dynamically speaking. How can I put it? Well, emotional speaking is very dynamic, if I put it better, because it goes everywhere, man. It
Yeah.
goes to places.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go from this hopeful, kind of exciting, punchy, energetic song that is Bob O'Reilly to something a little bit more fun. Still keeping up with this vibe, but later on the album becomes way more introspective, much more heartfelt, and for me this album marks the evolution of The Who from being this kind of early rock band from the UK to the fantastic art rock band that they became later.
The freaking Who.
The Who, yes, such a badass band
Yeah.
with so many great records, and I think this is the tipping point, man. This is when
Yeah.
the band realized that wait, we can do more than just punchy, loud music.
Yeah.
More than My Generation. Great band, great album, great song, but it sounds like the old stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And well, say hello to New Boss. Yeah. So what do you think? Yeah, because Bargain kind of has this throwback to the early stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right?
It's more on the hard hitting, fun kind of
straight to
thing.
the point. Yeah, let's rock and roll.
The thing is, look, now kind of looking at it once again as as an album. I think this is probably their best album from the perspective of
Consistency.
from the perspective of the songs contained in it. I think it's the album that has the most great songs.
Yeah.
I think that they have other albums such as Quadrophenia, for example.
It's a better album.
There is a better album as an album.
Yes.
I think that because you even mentioned, it's not that this album is messy, but it's very far ranged
Yes.
in what the songs are trying to achieve,
Yes.
emotionally speaking. So it doesn't feel messy, but it also doesn't necessarily feel
Like,
flowy at all times.
Like conceptually sound,
Yeah.
right? Because you have to create a conceptual album such as Quadrophenia
Yeah.
to make an album in which the body of music is sensical.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to follow the same story or develop a theme around it.
Yeah.
There has to be some form of correlation, emotionally speaking and sonically speaking, right?
Yeah.
And this album doesn't have that.
No, but it almost feels like best of, like best
Kinda,
of the Who.
yeah, kinda, yeah. And
Because the songs
somehow-
are that great.
Yes, the thing that's somehow it works.
Yeah.
Because on paper it shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I don't like the best of whatever albums.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it breaks the flow so badly.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that you listen to one of those, for example, the best of the best, or one of those albums, compilation albums, or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
anthology albums by Iron Maiden or Metallica or whatever,
Yeah.
I never enjoyed those.
Mm-hmm.
I have never enjoyed those because the changes from song to song are so dramatic,
Mm-hmm.
and this album kind of gives me that impression, but somehow pull it off because
Yeah.
still
Yeah, yeah.
designed as a body of work, as a complete album.
Because look, the way that I feel it, I wasn't there, I can know for sure.
Yes.
But I feel that this album wasn't necessarily written as an album, but they of course were careful in
Selecting.
putting it together. Because Quadrophenia, for instance, feels like it was written as an album.
Because it was.
The whole thing was written as one body of work.
Yes.
I think this was kind of a scattered works, some of the best tracks, and they were considerate enough to put it together in a way that makes sense.
Look at
but,
that.
but I don't think it was written as one thing.
Maybe not. Yeah, it also gives me that impression. Then. Because the next song, Love Ain't For Keeping, it's also, well, how would you describe it?
Look, it doesn't feel like it flows from the previous one.
No.
It doesn't feel like it's kind of a continuation.
No, it's like a new beginning, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of abruptly there,
Yeah.
but it doesn't sound bad.
No, not at all.
You simply, okay, didn't see the coming, but it's working. Yeah, very, because the next one, My Wife, goddamn,
That song is awesome.
it is.
Yeah, the singing is very good.
It's fantastic. Probably
Yeah.
is the best singing on the record, right?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think it is.
Punchy. Because Roger Daltrey is famous for being like
Yeah.
loud and
It's the energy and
It's the energy, yeah.
It's the rock and roll.
I can see him doing this, and yeah.
And look, I'm not talking quality here. I'm talking style.
Yes.
I see him as the rock and roll singer.
Even more than Mick Jagger.
I think so.
I
At
agree.
least from my own perspective.
No, I agree,
This
I
is
agree.
an opinion, okay? I'm saying
Yeah,
this
Mick
as
Jagger
a,
is fantastic, but
Yeah.
good. Feel the same about him, because he has everything. He's more than Robert Plant,
I think so, yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
Because
agree.
Robert Plant is also a fantastic lead singer, but Roger Daltrey is better, man.
Yeah, I think.
In every regard, because ignoring the fact that Robert Plant's voice has a higher pitch and it's a little bit wider in the spectrum, or the spectrum that he can cover with it.
Yeah.
Royal Daltrey's vocals are so energetic, but also his personality is much more palpable, man. In my opinion,
Yeah.
because it's a difficult pick.
Yeah.
Because Robert Plant is also very much a huge presence on any record he's on.
Yeah, no, and look, we're splitting hairs here, just
Yeah.
for conversational sake, because we're talking about some of the best in the business.
Yes.
But
He does
But I agree.
get that vibe, right? And my wife has plenty of those moments in which, like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a second, this guy's better.
the thing is that you see that in songs such as that, you see that he's not necessarily a technical singer,
No,
but he's very expressive.
indeed.
He knows how to use his voice to express whatever the song needs, not necessarily from a technical standpoint. In this case, it truly is a little bit more of raw talent,
Yeah.
because I don't even think that his voice is particularly great.
No, he's not a gifted singer when it comes to the qualities of his voice, right?
Yeah.
But he compensates with personality.
Yeah.
It's clearly there. It's such an attention grabbing element in their music,
Yeah.
and it's also very unique
Mm-hmm.
because the way he sound, the way his voice sounds in those records, it's so Dahu
Yeah.
that you know that it's these guys
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you hear his voice. And the next one, the song is the one with the vocal arrangements, right?
Yeah, that song is actually is perhaps my favorite out of the album, even though I love.
Kind of proggy,
Yeah, it is, and I think it's a like 5 or 6 minute song. It's not
Yeah, it is.
that long.
but it's since the album is usually comprised of shorter songs, and the Who's music tend to be like 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, ignoring one of the big ones, for example, Rain
Yeah.
Over Me.
Yeah,
That one is also 6 minutes ish,
Yeah.
if not a little bit longer. This one is one of the longest
Yeah.
they wrote.
The thing is that it's one thing that I always thought about the Who is kind of interesting. They have the ability to condense so much substance in a short amount of time in their
Yes.
songs, because sometimes, and this is one of these cases, even though it's not a short track, it feels longer, not from the perspective that it drags, but from the perspective that it feels like so much is happening.
Yes, that you kind of feel fulfilled in the end, right?
Yeah, because it feels like a mini epic of sorts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a mini magnus opus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because their music is usually not long. I think that the ender for this album is kind of long.
Yeah, we're going won't get full again, but it's
Yeah.
because of the extended section at the end, man.
Yeah, but I think usually their music, as you put it, is like from 3 to 5 minutes tops, and it feels proggy. It feels like it's packing quite a lot of substance that is actually delivering a lot of emotional load
Yeah.
for the time span that the music takes. It's actually kind of impressive how much they can deliver in such a short span of time.
Indeed, man. Indeed. And this track is the vocal arrangement in this album are usual. The Who is very good with those vocal arrangement because they do them similarly to the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
Not as complex or as layered as the Beatles because the Beatles is something else.
And it's more rock and roll as well.
It's more rock and roll.
Who.
The Who is much more aggressive sound, and
Yeah.
the Beatles are a little bit more on the vocal quartet, for lack of a better term, style. Because think of Who Are You? Who? That's clearly inspired by the Beatles, man.
Mm-hmm.
But in here we get a much more mature approach to those arrangements.
Yeah,
Because
agreed.
the album, if I have to pick a word to describe it in general, it sounds mature.
Mm.
Although the cover art is immature as F. Because look, this is actually a little bit of fun trivia, at least for me. When I discovered the album, I saw a small JPEG on the internet, a small photo or a small print of the cover, and since the photography is very beautiful, the composition, the colors, and I saw it in such a tiny screen. Okay, that's makes sense. The album sounds like somber but hopeful, energetic. I see the band, all of the band members looking in different directions, but all of them looking downwards.
Yeah.
Okay, this kind of artistic, nice. Then I got the record.
Mm.
I realized that, wait a second, that the slab of concrete has wet stains. And then I realized, wait a second, they're looking downwards. But because they're, oh! Like, that's fantastic! Awesome! I loved it.
Rock and roll.
It's rock and roll, man. Because from afar it looks like a very serious business.
Yeah.
But then there's like, wait a second, this is a joke. That's fantastic. And who's next?
And it's kind of subtle.
It's
Kinda-
very
kinda
subtle, man.
subtle,
Because
yeah.
even the title makes even more sense, man.
Yeah.
Because who's next? Because okay, we're all done. Who's next?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically that. Awesome, and that's super rock and roll. I
Yeah.
loved it.
They seem to be very fun people, to be very honest.
Yeah. They gotta be super fun people to hang out with.
Yeah. No.
And their music shows, man, because it's hard for me to find a sad sounding song, but they got some sad sounding songs.
Yeah.
We will get to Behind Blue Eyes later.
Yeah.
But even that one, they couldn't keep it.
Yeah, they couldn't stay 100% somber.
No.
They needed to go...
Yeah, let's do
I think
it.
that's the Who, man.
Yeah,
It needed to go there
Yes, yes.
because the Who.
totally, man, totally. Because the getting the tune. How about that one?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think, even though I already mentioned that I don't find that any song in this album to be subpar, they're all great songs.
Yes.
This is probably one of that stays in the less remarkable
You
part
know
of the album.
You know what? Because it's right after the song is over, and just before going mobile.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of tough spot to be
Yeah,
in.
because the song is over is kind of a very well and great crafted, beautifully crafted song.
Mhm.
And going mobile is stupid fun.
It is.
It's one of those songs that's almost children's music, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're like, it puts a smile. Even
Yeah.
thinking about, because I have the song right now in my head, it puts a smile on my face.
The thing that, look, the Who is a band that, at the same time, two different tastes, because they have the punchy, over the top, that thing, which is awesome,
Oh yes.
and they also have the thought-provoking, super deep, awesomely crafted music.
Somehow they managed to do it.
They managed to do both. This album contains both,
Yeah.
and you see that it's kind of well balanced, because some songs such as second one,
Yes. Bargain.
Bargain, and Going Mobile,
Dumb,
they are just fun,
Yes.
badass music.
but it's stupid.
Yeah.
Because if you, when you start listening, he's talking about a car. He's got a car. What the hell? But it's super fun, man.
Yeah.
Even the singer,
Yeah.
Going Mobile. And
Yeah.
also, it's the first one that is sang by Pete rather than Royer.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the rest of the album is sang by Royer Daltrey. But
Yeah.
this one is the entirety of the song. Townsend.
Yeah, he
Because
got
he-
job done.
Yeah, because his voice is a little bit more. How can I put it? It's not weak, of course not. It's a little bit more less aggressive. It's a little bit more gentler
Yeah,
sounding.
it's less textured.
Yeah, it's less textured, and given the light-hearted nature of this song, perfect choice, man.
Yeah.
The entire thing. Because
Because it's almost a comedic relief.
it is kind
Because
of.
it's not funny, but you know what I mean, like.
but even this song being kind of like, this should suck, but it doesn't.
It doesn't, man.
The arrangement is fantastic. Think of the beginning. Ding, 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 ding. You got plenty of guitar work, masterfully done, playing with acoustics and electrics, creating these beautiful layers, a kind of thick wolf sound that it's so cool, and it draws your attention. And then the drums, so fun.
Yeah.
Probably are the more exciting drums in the album, in the dumbest song.
Yeah.
It's like it gotta be Who, because this is the Who in a nutshell, man. Fun, but at least in my head, man. Because I love their more serious and heavy hitting stuff, man. Rain Over Me is fantastic song.
It is.
And in here, We Won't Get Full Again. It's because that's the lyrics.
Yeah, it won't get full again.
Won't Get Full Again is
Yeah.
also one of my favorite tracks ever.
Yeah.
And those kind of have these more
Yeah.
raw, punchier sounding. And the thing is this: Going Mobile is right before Behind Blue Eyes,
Yes.
which is like,
Is the downer of the album.
damn.
Yeah.
But what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Because Going Mobile is fun, lighthearted. It's not fast, even though the name and the whole concept is kind of about getting wheels.
Yeah.
The song is not that fast,
No. It
but
isn't.
it's like, yeah. Beep, beep. It even has the freaking horn.
Because not fast from the tempo perspective, but
No.
it's fast paced.
Yes.
The pacing is kind of uplifting.
Yeah, it's uplifting. It's not
Yeah.
fast like Kill the King. Kill the King is fast.
Yeah.
By Rainbow. This one feels exciting,
Mm-hmm.
fun, lighthearted. I even see. I think of Barney the Dinosaur Man. Like, don't you?
No, I didn't. But
Oh, now you do.
Now I think I can't unsee it.
Because it kind of gives that impression,
Yeah.
don't you think? Well, at least to me, man. It's like, somehow it works.
Is the Who being family friendly?
Kinda. Yeah, exactly. And
The matinee.
yeah, think about that. Yeah. Now the next one, Behind Blue Eyes. I remember watching an interview of Pete with Pete Townsend, like 20 years ago. I was a kid and I was getting in when I was getting into rock music correctly, learning the history and getting inspired by the badass bands such as the Who, right?
Mm-hmm.
And any chance that I got to see any form of interaction with any of the musicians from this era, I gotta watch it, right?
Yeah.
So I remember watching one in which Pete was discussing how if he was the one singing Behind Blue Eyes, the song had a completely different meaning
Mm.
when compared to Roger being the one singing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said, I might be completely mixing everything up, right? Because it's a memory from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But he said that when Roger sings it, it can be understood as a song about love, like a sad love song.
Mm.
But when he's the one who's singing it,
Mm-hmm.
Pete Townsend. The song is meant to be understood as about a house, how can I put it? Like, not violence, man, but you know what I mean? Like, bad interactions between family members and
Mm.
hard
Conflict.
conflict inside of your family.
Yeah.
Like, okay. What do you think? Do you have that? Did you ever get the impression from the song?
Honestly, I didn't. Now on my next listen, I'll pay closer attention to that.
Yes.
But it's an interesting take because I feel I never paid attention to
Because
the
it's
lyrics.
not about abuse or any form of. It's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
about like a broken home without any form of violence.
Yeah.
But I might be incorrect. If you remember this interview or if you know more details about it, please correct me. Because
Yeah.
this is clearly me trying to remember something that I kind of guess
Mm-hmm.
I watched.
Because not only I'm even trying to recall the lyrics in my head here.
Because no one knows what it's like to be the man. Okay,
Very edgy.
it's edgy. Is it? Because it was edgy due to freaking Limp Bizkit.
And look, I am ashamed to admit.
You like the other one?
No,
version?
no, that would be beyond.
Heresy.
That would be beyond shameful.
Yes.
That would be heretic. No, I actually listened to the shitty cover before. It was the first version of the song that I listened to. A part of being of my generation.
Yes.
One of the many perks of my generation.
Yes.
And so that was the version that I had in my head for the longest of time.
Yes.
Until I actually became a less shitty human being, started to listen to it.
I decided to grow a pair.
Yeah, and I came across the original. The song is good.
Yeah.
The song is freaking excellent.
It's fantastic.
And it was a bit of a surprise because since I had it, I didn't know it was a cover.
Me neither, man, because I also come from your generation. And my first interaction with the song was the cover by Limp Bizkit.
Mm-hmm.
And since Limp Bizkit was astroturfed during the early 2000s
Mm-hmm.
into the stratosphere,
Yeah.
it was unavoidable for any single one of us who wanted to listen to rock music
Mm-hmm.
deal with them at one point or another. And when I listened to their version, I was like, okay, this is probably the best song ever. It's this kind of good. But then somebody told me, it's a cover. Of course, it gotta be a cover.
He had to be.
It had to be a cover. By whom? The Who. The what? The Who? What's that?
Whom?
Yeah. I forgot that silly, stupid joke.
Yeah.
The bad whatever. Yeah, when somebody told me that it was by The Who, I was like, what the hell is The Who? It's a rock band from the 60s. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to get some internet access.
Yeah.
Landline.
To try to buy some files.
Of course, I gotta get my files.
Yeah.
So, getting those files I did. And once I got them, of course I was chasing the one that I knew, which is Behind Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
But I saw My Generation everywhere. Okay, might be good. Everybody shared that one. I listened to that one. And also, it was Baba Rayleigh. The first one to download was Baba Rayleigh.
Mind blown.
No, man, look. Wow.
Just quickly, a quick tangent.
Wow.
You can continue your
Yeah,
story
go
later.
ahead, go ahead.
But I have a hot take to contribute to your conversation.
What?
I think My Generation is a bit overrated.
Why?
Not because of a bad song, but within the Who's catalog, they have quite a lot of better stuff. And I feel that My Generation gets way too much praise.
Look, I'm gonna try to be as objective as I can. So first and foremost, you're wrong. No. Secondly, no, all jokes aside, I can see where you're coming from. I don't think it's overrated. I think the value it has is due to it being like a best, super condensed version of The Who. It covers everything. Because you can see that they were great musicians, instrument by instrument, because everyone has a chance to shine.
Yeah, that's true.
The bass player, which I always forget his name, and he's the best musician in the band.
Yeah, this is something Entwood.
Yeah, please
and
remind.
Whistle.
Yeah, because he is the only one who truly kept his mind in the game, in the live shows.
Kept the whole thing together.
Yeah, because the other guys were like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the live performances that I have seen from them, he's the only one who's actually working. The rest, like,
Yeah.
freaking Roger is all entangled with the cable, like he's trying to get himself out of the mess he got in.
Yeah, Keith is trying to destroy the drum kit.
Yes, and Pete is just power sliding everywhere and just being badass.
Yeah.
So somebody has to play music, right? He was the one.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
What a responsibility. No, for real.
For
No,
real?
Jokes aside, what a responsibility on that guy.
yeah,
Being very honest, because amongst those four...
and he dressed up as a skeleton.
Yeah.
Kudos to that.
Yeah. The thing is that since it was a clever move.
Yeah.
Because since he was the one that needed to be a little bit more centered,
Yeah,
he needed to bring the show somehow as well.
yeah, skeleton.
Skeleton.
Yeah,
But being focused.
and actually his bass lines are fantastic, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is that My Generation has plenty of amazing bass licks, man.
That's true. Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
So I think My Generation might be overplayed. I concede to that. But I don't think it's overrated. I simply think that it's overplayed. And we're kind of tired of it. At least in my opinion. But coming back to Behind Blue Eyes.
Go.
I listened to Baba Rayleigh. Socks were knocked like
Yeah.
ages ago. I couldn't believe that I wasn't wearing enough socks to be knocked off after listening to that song. But then I finally got Behind Blue Eyes. It began. Okay, it sounds older, well, of course. It's less loud, of course. No problem. The singing, I think it's better. Like that. Okay, this is better. It feels a bit less polished. And at that point, since my reference was the overly doctored sound of rock from the early 2000s, mainstream rock for that matter,
Yeah.
I felt that I could hear the difference.
Yeah.
I was still very young. I was just a
Clear.
It's very clear.
Yeah.
But I like the crustier sounding record better. Why? Because even at that point, I could see that one was clearly a product, and one was
Music.
music.
It feels more honest, man.
Yeah, it's artistic.
Yeah.
And then there is that moment on that in the Limp Bizkit version, the super questionable DJ section that nobody asked for. I always thought that section was like Why? Well, they gotta do it because they have a guy with.
They have to justify that guy's salary.
Yeah, of course. Okay, let's do it. But then I was very eager to see what the Who did. And
It's not even a fair comparison.
no, the
man.
thing is like, the hell? Because I was like, my dreams.
Yeah.
Kind of said like, yeah. What?
How did we get here?
Yeah, like, I go, damn.
Yeah.
So punchy,
Yeah.
so loud. Na, 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 na.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't understand what was going on, and my
Yeah.
monkey brain was also kind of triggered,
Yeah.
but I couldn't understand my response. Because I didn't see it coming, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So loud, and since I increased the volume of my headphones,
Yeah.
I was blasted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the hell? I wouldn't say that I didn't like it. I didn't know that you could do that with music. Because for me, it was like, sad song, it's sad.
Yeah.
Happy
No more.
song, it's happy. Badass is badass. I didn't think that you could actually have dynamic range and emotional range. So I was stupid when I was just a kid. So when I have like what the song ended like once again sad. I don't know how I feel. Spin it again. Oh, I understand. Oh, this is actually very good.
Yeah.
But that section when they go, they're who like, okay, it's fun, happy, the hell.
I wouldn't say happy. It never goes happy.
I mean, na 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 my oh man, it's major scale, man. It's happy, like full on rock and roll. Like, okay. And since I was already kind of getting into Creedence, I kind of could see, okay, this sounds a little bit like Creedence Clearwater Revival, because they're a fun band. They don't do sad. They're just fun
Yeah.
and country, like
Red-blooded.
Red Blooded, yeah. And the Who is like sad, damn, and then sad again, like, wow. How long is the song? Wow, 3 minutes and something.
How?
How?
Yeah.
My stupid kid brain couldn't handle it. So what was your impression? Because I assume since you come from the same background as I did.
Yeah. No, what? So because look, the Limp Bizkit version
Yes.
is not a bad song. Well, of course, not a bad song because the song is not a bad song.
No.
But once you know the original, you know that it's a tremendous disservice
It is
to
indeed.
the original.
Beginning with the singing.
Yes, but since I knew that one first, I actually think, look, Limp Bizkit actually has a good song. Look at that. Who could have guessed?
Yeah, now I could like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, because if you mentioned the whole DJ section, I was like, yeah, this kind of goes nowhere.
It's inoffensive.
Yeah, but it's inoffensive. Because since the song is good, the song is still good. Even,
Yes.
even in a
It
shitty
remains
cover,
same.
The song remains the same.
Yeah.
So it actually, when I listened to the song, the first thing that I thought is those guys suck. The song is way too good. Look at what they did to it.
You butchered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had it in my head, okay, it's not a bad song.
And I
But
don't
it's
know.
not only not a bad song, it's a freaking fantastic song.
It is indeed. And I think that Limp Bizkit down-tuned it half step. I think.
Let me try to...
I might be wrong. I need to
Possible,
listen to it again, but
possible, yeah.
I think they actually down-tuned it. I wonder why.
Yeah. The thing
Somebody
is-
couldn't reach the high notes.
But and it's weird. I don't know why they went for that one because it's a song that doesn't fit with Limp Bizkit stuff.
I think they tried to prove something.
Mm.
That's my impression.
But you prove something by doing a cover? Come
Yeah,
on, man.
But man, the thing is that back in those days, who was a legit act from that particular generation that could appeal to the ones who were back in the day in the heroic age, fam-wise? No, man.
Yeah.
And so in my head, I think they were trying to prove something to that particular crowd.
They didn't.
It's trying to attain some form of street cred, if you
Oh.
wish. And here Roman is saying Royal
Hey,
Daltrey has been knighted. Oh yeah, has him.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well, that's man.
He deserves it, man.
Oh, he's so badass.
Yeah, he deserves it, man.
He's so badass. Huge fan. God damn it. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, even though The Who is far from an unknown band, they are they're part of the pantheon.
Yes, they are.
But is not a band that survived the test of time as well as some others from that generation. Because, for instance, if you think...
Man, if I had something to throw,
No, I'm not talking in quality of music. I'm talking about...
regardless, how dare you?
I'm talking about public recognition. If you go outside and you talk to a Zoomer, they know Led Zeppelin. They don't know The Who.
Oh yeah.
So...
But that only means one thing: they got better PR.
Yeah, no, this comment is completely devoid of any musical quality criticism.
And look, it happened as of yesterday. He is now known as Sir Roger Daltrey. So, under such a thing, I bring back everything I said, and now everything should be said under the auspice of me saying it as Sir Roger Daltrey.
Yeah,
So badass.
the proper etiquette that he deserves.
Respect.
Yes.
Look at that. So, coming back to your heresy.
No, I'm just mentioning that The Who, for as big as it is and as respected as it is, because it is a respected band, it's not passing through as much as it deserves, man. Because it's one of those bands that is truly is meant to be immortalized. It's supposed to survive the test of time without any form of descent, but it is descending.
But
For every new generation after,
Yes.
it's starting to kind of wane down.
I think, man, it's because it's art. This is one of the signs of art through art dying.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's normal and natural that something that becomes popular will have to eventually wane down and lose relevancy, culturally speaking. But what you're describing is us forgetting greatness. Why? One of the probable reasons for these phenomena to happen is how everything today is so fast-paced.
Yeah.
Information, we're flooded. We had this discussion in which we were saying that the amount of we saw a statistic regarding the amount of information being bombarded by on us, or how much information is thrown at every single one of us daily.
Yeah.
It's basically it's twice or something akin to that as the information that somebody in the Middle Ages will get in the entirety of their life. Our human brain is unable to keep up with all of the changes.
Yeah.
It's way too much information, way too fast, and way too bombastic.
Yeah.
And it's a sad thing to see that the great stuff that happened no more than 70 years ago is starting to wane down, to be lost.
Look, there's something that I find interesting. It can even be a topic of conversation in the podcast, in Sound Alchemy podcast that we do on Tuesdays
Yes.
on a different channel,
Yes.
Bardon Music.
Yes.
Because we see, for instance, bands such as Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin. We don't see this phenomenon that you're describing, even though it is happening kind of widespread. There are certain acts in particular that doesn't feel the effects of that as
Yeah.
much as others.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
think it would be something interesting to try to pinpoint why.
Yeah, just a brief comment on that. That shows you the level of impact, culturally speaking, that those acts had when compared to others. But also, how many of the girls rocking those freaking leggings with the Dark Side of the Moon actually knows that it's actually Pink Floyd? They're basically doing the song. Which one is pink? They don't even know.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Is that a bad or a good thing? Well, it has nothing to do with their music, and it has to do with their PR.
Yeah.
So their music is still being lost at the same rate as The Who. The only thing is that The Who didn't develop this level of merchandise, not necessarily cult of personality, because The Who is famous for being The Who
Yes.
and being badass. But from a iconographic perspective, from a glyph perspective, if you want to use a little bit more of esoteric terminology,
Yeah.
they never left any form other than their circle. Is the only piece of iconography that we got from them. Unlike the Rolling Stones with the mountain stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pink Floyd, which one?
Plenty. Yeah.
Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
plenty of icons. Iron Maiden, god damn it. But
Yes.
you see where I'm going with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But none of them are popular today out of their music, man. It's out of their iconography and their PR. And the ones that are still relevant are the ones who managed to create some form of mechanism, merchandising mechanism that allows them to keep selling products under the iconography they developed.
Yeah.
Because brand recognition is based on visual cues,
Yeah.
not on audible cues.
Yeah.
Now, here, Roma here is saying,
Yes.
I don't think the Who is a hard rock band. They are more of a soft rock band to me. I can see what you're saying. Because I don't think they are also hard rock. Because they are not.
Mm-hmm.
They're rock. Early rock music.
Mm-hmm.
With plenty of rock and roll
Mm-hmm.
from the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they are one of those transitionary bands.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen to their earlier stuff, The Who has plenty of. Listen to the albums that got released in mono.
Mm-hmm.
They sound like the Beatles, man, and Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And
But punchier.
punchier. Because
Especially
they were,
than the Beatles.
yes, not that everybody's punchier than the Beatles.
My grandma punched harder than the Beatles.
yeah. Being very honest, yes, she does.
Just joking. I actually love the Beatles.
No, but the Beatles, they are known for many things. One of them having two drummers, but but the other one is and several Paul McCartney's. But the other one is not being hard hitting.
Mm-hmm.
They're more of a
Yeah.
rock. No,
Yeah.
depends on which era.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the Mopped Up,
Yeah.
but then you go to
They have the good era.
the good, are like damn.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're not hard hitting by any means.
Yeah.
Unlike the Who, in which they got the similar to the kind of era, but never as geeky.
Find the right word
Yes,
for it.
never as geeky.
Yeah.
Okay, never as geeky as the Beatles,
Mm-hmm.
and never as kind of forced as the Rolling Stones.
Are you gonna go there?
No.
This is not a conversation
No,
for it.
I don't want to get into a fight with those guys. No, because the Rolling Stones are Rolling Stones. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The thing is that the Rolling Stones are way too bad. I don't know if that makes sense to you, man. It's much more of a live show thing than
Mm-hmm.
music. I'm gonna stop talking about it because
Let's read some comments
Yeah,
and stop
because
antagonizing our audience.
I'm getting in trouble. I can't help I can save my ass. Okay, here I'm saying, Face Dances is said to be the worst recorded album. Do you think?
What was sorry?
Face Dances.
Worst recorded album.
Sounding wise, it might be bad sounding. Not yet.
Well,
look,
yeah.
look, yeah, we already mentioned that Who's Next, being as awesome as it is, has some of the quirks of the era.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember which one. Again, this is a conversation about the Who, but the thing is that the Who, the Beatles, and the Rolling Stones are usually in the same conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah.
One being uberly successful,
Mm-hmm.
then the Beatles. Who's still around? Just saying.
Yeah.
And then the Who is kind of the black sheep,
Mm-hmm.
and it's usually the one that is always supported by the contrarians. Because have you seen the meme? The Who? No. The Beatles, the Stones, and the Who.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
always that guy. because the usual conversation is Rolling Stones versus the Beatles.
Yeah, but let's be fair. The Who is objectively better than those guys. I have nothing but respect for the
I'm
Beatles.
the one who's antagonizing with everybody.
No, look, I have nothing but respect for the Beatles, and I enjoy some stuff by the Rolling Stones. Not a fan, personally speaking. I respect them as well, but not a fan. But the Who has more to offer, musically speaking, technically speaking. I'm being objective here. I'm not even putting my own taste in the matter. The Who is a better band, man.
Yeah. After antagonizing with two of the biggest fan bases in the world. Let me continue. I mentioned this whole thing with the Who, the Beatles, and the Rolling Stones because they are also very seminal in the concept of recorded music.
Mm-hmm.
The three of them were very much at the forefront, the vanguard, if you wish, of recorded music as we know it.
In that regard, especially the Beatles.
Especially the Beatles. The Beatles were the truly breaking new ground the entirety of the time. Every
Yes.
freaking record they released, it was a push forward,
Indeed.
and even developing techniques that became the standard.
Yeah.
The Who also did some stuff similarly, and the Rolling Stones as well. For example, fuzz, the pedal,
Mm-hmm.
the obnoxious pedal that everybody wants to get. Let me show you one. This is my personal fuzz.
Let me, scroll it. Yeah.
Okay. This one. He's Sumitus or whatever.
It has bunnies.
Has bunnies. And I bought it because, oh, look at it, it has bunnies. It's gotta be mild. It shouldn't be that insane, right?
Shouldn't that aggressive.
Yeah. It arrived. I plugged it in. He was here. Let's pop this bad boy. Like, damn!
This thing is nasty.
Nasty. And I looked. Maybe it's because it's way too pushed in.
Yeah.
No. Oh shit.
Even on the lowest setting.
Was already ridiculously hard hitting, man.
Yeah.
Because my plan was to use it as a slight boost.
Mhm.
Always on, like, adding a little bit of dynamics, right?
Yeah.
Well, I failed. But it's a fantastic sounding pedal.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm just introducing this to you because, if I remember correctly, fuzz as a sound was developed as a byproduct of the recording of Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones.
Mm.
Why or which section in particular? How does the guitar sound? Because it's not just the brass.
Sound hairy.
It's super hairy, man.
Yeah.
And if I recall correctly, they did it, or they got that sound by recording the guitar DI into the recording the console they were rocking. Don't know which one was it.
Probably a good one.
A very old one,
Yeah.
yeah, but a good one. And yeah, like, wah!
Cranked up to the top.
Yeah, to the top,
Yeah.
distorting the living crap out of it,
Mm-hmm.
creating a tone for the ages. So yeah, these three bands are that important not only to rock music but also to everything we consider to be the hobby of enjoying music at your home. So, do I think Face Dances is a terrible sounding album? It's not a good sounding album.
Gonna leave it at that.
Why? Too distorted, too loud.
Mm.
But not loud in the sense of today.
Mm-hmm.
They recorded it way too hot.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because maybe they were inspired by the sound of this.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones. I need to see which one came first. Both of this is the Jurassic period, man.
Yeah.
Of recorded music, man.
Mhm.
Not because the earlier one is Cretaceous, right?
Yeah, Cretaceous is way before
It's
Jurassic.
way before. Yeah, that would be the 20s, and yeah,
Yeah.
this guy is Jurassic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that sound early.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they were trying to chase this sound,
It's possible.
like
Yeah.
overly.
But they actually didn't nail that one.
No, I agree on that one. It's not an enjoyable listen. It sounds way too. And I think like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do freaking Stones.
The thing is that we're talking about a period in time where people were, they were, okay, this, what can be done, let's do it, let's push it.
Daring, and also no boundaries, no standards were set yet.
Yeah.
We didn't know, or they didn't know, how a record should sound like.
Yeah, everything was in the making.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it's kind of easy to dunk on these bands
Mm-hmm.
or the sound of the records because uber pristine,
Yeah.
highly polished, insanely larger than life, hyper realistic,
Yeah.
or hyper realism because it's not even realistic at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Things that we listen to because at certain point, even beyond the sound of music, it's easy to feel like it sounds dated.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't sound dated, man.
Yeah.
What you listen to is the result. You're standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
And what allowed for the music that we listen to today or produce today to sound the way it does and set the new the standards that we consider to be passable
Yeah.
is these guys gung-ho in it.
Yeah.
Sly Marble style.
The thing it should be respected, man, because look, we already had plenty of instances of the conversation about innovation. But the thing is, it's not only innovation that we're talking about. It's the whole daring nature, the adventurous side of those artists. Because even something as menial as using synthesizers in rock music, which is easy to take for granted today,
Yes.
because it's super widespread.
And during the 80s was everywhere to the point of it becoming
Yeah.
cheesy.
But thinking on the late 60s, very early 70s, it was still something that took balls to do.
You know what?
Because it was thinking outside of the box. It was actually doing something that most people wouldn't dare to do.
That plus the fact that synthesizers didn't have keyboards
Yeah.
on. It was all it was basically science experiments.
Yeah, it's engineering.
Engineering it was,
Yeah.
man, because they that's why you got a sequencer in Baba Rayleigh. Because I think the first mainstream, and you might correct me, and again, all of those of you who have access to Wikipedia or ChatGPT on the spot will correct me, fact check me. But I think the first keyboard, the first synthesizer reaching mainstream success was the Moog, the Mini Moog, the Model D, made famous by Bob Marley, Keith Emerson. But why? When? mid-70s, man. Before this album got released. After this album got released.
Yeah.
So of course,
Yeah.
that's why the questionable section from Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon, which is on the run, that sounds the way it does, because by then like, wow.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we're
Talking about pissing off our audience.
yeah. The Roman is saying, Pete Townsend in Rolling Stones in a Rolling Stones interview accused Led Zeppelin for ripping off his band and trying to palm it off as their own sound. It is no secret Pete didn't like Zeppelin. Welcome to the party, because at this point, how many people claims that Led Zeppelin ripped them off?
There are way too many claims for you to ignore, man.
Which begs the question: who's right? I'm just saying that I'm starting to notice a pattern. The thing is that every time that I notice something, it's anti-Semitic. So it's look at that. One more for Led Zeppelin.
Eventually, we're gonna have to go there. I think we're gonna have to dedicate a podcast episode to all of the claims
But
that Led Zeppelin is facing
Man,
when
look.
it comes to copyright and all of that stuff, man. Way too many.
if we do that, we gotta go full on Alex Jones, man. Like this, we gotta come with receipts, man.
Yeah. Look,
Good idea.
don't hold me to it. It's probably not gonna happen now or anytime soon.
No, because if we do it,
No, we need to be prepared.
we're gonna do it like we should,
Yeah.
because it would be fun.
Yeah, but we need to be prepared because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gonna
but-
be a shitstorm.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, we already went through a few shitstorms on the internet, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be far from our first rodeo.
Yeah. No, but this will be a tough one.
Yeah,
It'll be a tough one.
yeah, because there is no winning in this one.
And look, now just some personal opinion based on the commentary coming out of Roman.
Yeah, it's totally not yours.
Totally not mine. No, the Who came in. When is the first album by the Who?
60.
I think 67.
Why?
Is it that early?
I don't. Do you check your phone?
Let me check my phone now because I'm actually curious now because Roman
Who stole whom?
got me thinking.
Because
Let me
if I
very
recall
quickly check
correctly,
that.
Led Zeppelin 68 or 69.
We can check that in a minute.
Yes. Anybody watching, please correct me, because I think it's late 60s.
Look, my generation 65. It's actually before.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that alone.
They released 3 albums in space because 65, 65.
Back
60,
then,
67.
if you didn't sell, if you
Damn.
didn't release music, you didn't eat. That's why you see all of those bands releasing banger after banger. If you look at Yes discography, you're gonna.
It's insane.
We suck.
Like on a yearly basis, delivering some of the best music the world has ever seen.
More musicians are terrible compared
Yeah.
to them, man. So yes,
And look at that, Led Zeppelin
69.
1.
69. Led Zeppelin was
Yeah,
69.
and
Pay
Who,
it.
65.
Yes.
They had already released 4 or 5 Zeppelin came along.
You know, I'm starting to think that whenever it comes to Led Zeppelin, every freaking time applies as well. Just say, if you know, you know. But it kind of feels like, don't you think?
It's kind of going down the route.
Because every freaking
Because look, the correlation between I'm
Was
gonna
an
play
incausation.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate for a while here, okay? Led Zeppelin doesn't feel like a copy of the Who. They actually feel like a band with a lot of personality.
don't know.
The correlation is very clear. It's
Every-
very clear.
Led Zeppelin 1,
It feels a lot like the Who. Yes,
Wait.
it does.
way to a lot.
It doesn't feel
That
like they,
didn't make sense grammatically speaking, but
look. It doesn't feel like a rip-off. I don't feel that Led Zeppelin ripped off the Who.
okay. How do you feel about Greta Van?
I feel that Greta Van Fleet is a blatant copycat.
Okay, in mine being there in the late 60s, you're a The Who fan. Then this new band that everybody's after promoting reaches your ears, and you think, Adultery develop a new singing style. Now it's another band. What?
Look, the thing
Don't tell me that.
we're talking about a period in time where we had better standards for even rip-offs.
Maybe, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Just saying, I have no idea. I don't. I can see the similarities, man. And if we go down that rabbit hole of going full on conspiracy theory, and proving that Led Zeppelin is actually ripping everybody off, even your family, I'm gonna do it as playing the devil's advocate.
Yeah. Because look, once again playing the devil's advocate, I do think that maybe the early days of Led Zeppelin were heavily inspired by The Who. But if you think about later stages of their career, even we talk extensively about House of the Holy. Great album.
Yes.
I feel that that was maybe a point in time where Led Zeppelin started to swift direction in a way that it was the remnants of their inspiration plus their own personality being brought to the music. I want to believe. Because the early stages of Led Zeppelin is where you see the most correlation with The Who. Later on, they're doing something that has a personality kind of a little bit more of its own.
Is your name Barack? Believe, get it? Whatever. But look, let's go to the end of the freaking album because we went song by song. Let's finish off. Won't Get Full Again. I have mentioned the freaking song like 8 times at least throughout this whole conversation. What do you think of the song? Is it the best they ever wrote?
It's definitely a strong contender. It's definitely strong because it's the closest thing The Who has to an epic.
The thing is that they later released Quadrophenia.
Yes.
And Quadrophenia is an actual epic. The album is an epic.
It is.
It's a full on. It's a double album, right? Stupid.
Yeah. Them going proggy.
Yeah, but full on.
Yeah.
Because, as Roman said before, The Who is not a hard rock band. They are usually positioned there because of them being the loudest of the original British rock band from the late 60s.
Yeah.
Because compared to Pink Floyd, they were freaking Burzumka. It's insanely loud and insanely heavy. Of course, Pink Floyd. No, I love Pink Floyd, don't get me wrong, but
but they were going senile in their teenage years.
Yeah, they were senile since they were born, man. So clearly,
just kidding. I love Pink Floyd, my favorite band. Actually.
Yeah, Imagine being there, and the usual sound is the Stones were heavier than the Beatles, and then you get the psychedelic stuff coming from Janis Joplin and freaking Jimi Hendrix is heavier than the Beatles.
It is.
Everybody's heavier than the Beatles, man. Even Barney Dinosaur at this point. But because Helter Skelter, that's kind of loud. That's kind of them playing The Who.
Kinda, yeah, was already starting that kind of period in time.
Like Helter Skelter. It's kind of like, man. But wherever. What I mean is, probably the reason why The Who is kind of seen as a probably father of hard rock music is due to them being the loudest of their generation. Intended. And also because they inspired plenty of the louder bands from the next generations, such as Led Zeppelin, clearly.
And look, if I may, I actually think that they were playing very heavy music, just that the aesthetics of the time, the production capabilities, and even the mixing aesthetics weren't focused into enhancing the heaviness of music. Because now think exactly the music by The Who exactly as it is.
Yes.
But try to imagine it produced nowadays. It would be heavy as balls, man.
What do you think? Because think of my generation.
I think it would be heavy.
It would be loud.
It wouldn't be heavy as Gorgoroth.
Yeah, it won't be Gorgoroth. And the thing is that the standards of heaviness. Nah, man. The thing is that it's not that, because when I was growing up, since nobody in my family ever listened to good music, man, I was the black sheep since the beginning, and I started to get into rock music. It's like kind of explained to me that with time, the same what happened with horror movies happened to rock music. What they considered to be heavy as balls in the 60s became lame by the 80s.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah, by the 2000s it was almost comical.
It was comical.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I was stupid and just a kid, man. It gotta be like that. And I started to listen to music from different eras, right? And I sort of realized, there's something funny that happens. I started to notice. More music sucks. The things that I started to realize, I always happen to like more the older stuff than the newer stuff. Because for me, the newer stuff was everything on MTV. And the older stuff was wherever my dad remembered, because he never went to a concert, man. He didn't have an idea what rock and roll meant. He knew it. because he was there, but he had no idea.
Yeah.
So, Creedence, I think, and I heard of the Rolling Stones,
Yeah.
and the Who, no,
No.
the Beatles, of course, but that was it.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson,
Eagles, if you're lucky.
Eagles, yeah,
Yeah.
and freaking America, yeah, okay, okay, I'm gonna look for this. This is good, and somehow there was a radio station that actually only played old badass rock music, but I mean the good shit. So through that one, I went, so this is Pink Floyd, huh? But it's only the freaking brick in the wall. So whatever. The thing is that I fell for the trap of music becoming more aggressive and louder as time goes on. No. The thing is that production allowed for loudness, more raw power, because technology allowed for more impactful sounds to be reproduced and recorded, not recorded, but captured and reproduced. And records are louder today than they were back in the day. That's why you see every time that you try to find a record, of course legally, you will see that it's always they always mention from which year this particular version of the album comes from.
Yeah.
And sadly, most of the time, since you're looking for digital audio, you're gonna be finding remasters. Pro tip: avoid everything from the mid 2000s or early 2000s. Why? Those remasters are loud as all fuck. No dynamic range. So going on the audiophile route, they strip the life out of the records by being super loud. So when it comes to the sound of the Who, from my non-biased perspective, in this case I'm gonna be very, very objective, they are not heavy metal, they're not hard rock, but the way they played, particularly the drums, inspired all of the heavy drummers from heavy bands from the 70s onwards. Because Deep Purple, don't tell me that their sound is not clearly drawing inspiration from the sound of the Who.
Yes.
Drum-wise.
Indeed.
Even the recording style has a little bit of the Whoisms.
Especially in the early days. Yeah.
Early days, yes.
Yeah.
Think of Lazy. That kind of sounds like a... Okay, this is a way much more elaborate version of Who. It's a great song.
Yeah.
Now, here Roman saying, this is a quote from from an interview. He says that, I assume this is coming from, Pete Townsend said, "We sort of invented heavy metal with live at Leeds in 1970. We were copied by so many bands, principally by Led Zeppelin. You know, heavy drums, heavy bass, heavy guitar." To quote Pete Townsend. He's right.
Is he?
Yes. Because that particular concert, they are, as I said, loud. And heavy, it's... How could you describe the sound of heavy music? Regardless of it being metal or not.
Okay.
Heavy sound. What does that stand for?
It's usually aggressive. Does
it has to be aggressive?
it has to have aggression, not aggressive from the mixing perspective.
No, not even. No, man. I don't even consider aggressive part of the heavy sound. It has to feel like
Yeah.
headbang.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We can agree on that one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Aggression could be part of it. Could or couldn't be part of it. Why? Because there are several songs in which you're like, this is heavy, but it's not an aggressive sounding song.
Mm.
Because you can get what makes Black Sabbath heavy? Slow paced,
Mm-hmm.
but this,
Mm-hmm.
the hard hitting,
Mm-hmm.
is the punch,
Yeah.
and the Who has that in space.
Yeah.
Think in terms of again Black Sabbath now with Dio, the Neon Nights, is faster
Mhm.
than anything they ever did,
Yeah.
and it still retains that heaviness.
Mm-hmm.
So is it the speed?
Not
No,
necessarily.
but it's the intensity.
Mm-hmm.
Is it an aggressive sounding song? It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Heaven and Hell is aggressive,
Yeah.
but Neon Nights is like it's like happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not aggressive. but it still has that heavy aspect. Dude, even Rod Stewart could be heavy by this definition. Because the thing is that aggression and heaviness usually come hand in hand.
But they're not necessarily
Mutual.
Yeah.
Can we read? Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So by being like this, and here's Roman's interpretation, heavy music is loud, I say. Look, we're we're finding community here. No distortion heavy, but low heavy loud. Good. Yeah, because it's groove
Yeah.
driven.
But this thing that we can all understand when we go this thing,
Ballsy.
yeah, ballsy,
Yeah.
because it's bottom heavy.
But it's not.
It's not necessarily low endy.
No.
But it's bottom heavy.
Yeah, because it gives you this like
Yeah.
thing.
Because when it goes hard. Like,
Yes, and The Who does something like that with Won't Get Fooled Again.
Yeah.
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 Like, yeah.
It's a heavy song.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's not aggressive sounding. It's major scale. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
It's kind of not happy. Those
Yeah.
accents are so good and so punchy. But it's not an aggressive sound, particularly when they go to the chorus is super fun and almost like even the vocal arrangement is like isn't it? Like it's like kind of throwback to the 60s, man. Much more lighthearted times, less in your face, because compared to freaking Sabbath, that's Grim and Dank.
Yeah.
The whole thing is like, even with Dio, which is a little bit brighter sounding,
It is.
nah, man, it's still like, damn. And Heaven and Hell, god damn. Serious business.
It is.
That song slaps. But, see, that song is heavy, heavy.
But look, a quick tangent here.
Yes.
Black Sabbath with Dio,
It's better than Ozzy's.
that was not what I was going. I agree, but let's stay out of that kind of worm for the time
It's
being.
not that we already picked up some of
No, the Ozzy is heavier. Even though most of the music with Dio is more energetic, you could even say that it's more aggressive.
Yeah.
Clearly, Ozzy is heavier.
100%.
And it's interesting because you see, okay, there's more speed, there's more power with Dio. Why is it
More
heavier with
projection.
Ozzy? But it is.
Yeah. Partially it's also the compositions themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The melodical speaking, harmonical speaking, is a little bit more. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of explaining the whole music theory aspect, but it's darker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it that way. It feels a little bit more evil.
Mm-hmm.
I know, cliche. Yeah, but Black Sabbath sounds evil.
Yeah.
With them, with Ozzy.
Yes.
With Dio sounds more wow.
Yeah.
Heaven and Hell has the evil sound.
Yes.
Especially there. Prior to the solo, which is fantastic, and prior to the introduction of vocals, because even the vocals are so like
Yeah.
damn, yes,
What a freaking good song.
that's so chocolate.
Yeah.
That's like that. Now we're freaking talking. I'm getting goosebumps just like
Yeah.
you're a singer. That's so good, man. But coming back to the Who, you'll see that it's kind of the reason why they play like that.
Yeah, because they kind of opened those floodgates.
Yeah, because they inspired the next generation of freaking loud musicians.
Yes.
Because in my head, I think I saw the moment in which I was like, damn, it's live at Ritz. At Leeds. Is this when you see
Yeah.
the ears and the bass like damn. This is so rock and roll, man,
Yeah.
that I couldn't keep it, man. Like so good. Because in my head, this is what a rock band looks like.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah.
He's like this. No gimmicks. Just raw, punchy power, loud as fuck. And
Pure badassery.
Badassery, man.
Yeah.
Because by that time, I had the chance to see some of the Rolling Stones stuff. They were like, the Beatles. What? Don't get me wrong. It's because my first impression of it was the mop top looks like lame. And I was an edgy boy. So I want power. So
On a rock.
I want to rock. That's antithesis to rock. So when I saw this, I was like, this is it. Especially because I love the Animals, the stuff that I grew up with. Not grew up is the stuff that I could get to, and the Animals are also one of those seminal bands. All from the old stock, but they're not as popular, man. Because talking about continuity of their legacy, the Animals are kind of forgotten, man.
Yeah, they faded badly.
Because the song that everyone knows is the House of the Rising Sun. Fantastic, but they got more shit. Recommendation: listen to Sky Pilot. That song is gonna knock your socks off, especially if you like prog rock. It's gonna like, wow, because it has plenty of prog rock elements to it. It's long. It's actually like 7 or 8 minutes, if I recall correctly. Fantastic vocal arrangements, and the composition is fantastic. It's excellent. It has plenty of. It will also remind you of Johnny Cash.
We're talking about mid-60s, right?
Yeah, listen. Before this, man. It's before the who's next. The sound is kind of like this. It's clearly all this, but damn. And then Eric Burdon, the singer, is so good, man. It's clearly in everybody's head because his interpretation of that song is one for the ages, and it's basically the version of the song, man. Because if I recall correctly, it's an old song from New Orleans, right? Yeah, I think it's one of those, the American songbook songs. Here, Roman is coming back. He's saying Ian Gillan and Dio were better with Sabbath, in my opinion. Every goddamn day of the week. And I think Bruce Dickinson as a vocalist for The Who fit perfectly. Wait a minute. Never thought about it. That's actually a very interesting proposition, because if we play the fantasy football, never in my life could I ever come up with such a suggestion. And I'm not attacking it because, wait a second.
The thing is, look,
it holds value.
When it comes to vocal capacities,
prowess,
I agree. I even think he is better. But calm down. I don't think he would deliver The Who as we know it because of the personality.
Wait.
I don't think that he's because look, Bruce is a little bit more
epic,
intellectual, for the lack of a better word. Even
this guy is a knight.
No, look,
Sir Roger Daltrey for you.
I'm not talking intellectual from the perspective of intellect. I'm talking intellectual from the perspective of aesthetics.
Okay.
I think Bruce.
So are you saying that Sir Roger Daltrey looks like a peasant? Is that what you're saying?
No. Take decisions for the music. Okay.
Are you saying that he has got bad taste?
I don't know either of them personally. They're probably both very intelligent people, I want to believe, because of the music that they make.
Yes.
So my commentary doesn't concern with that.
Try to save face, but whatever.
No, but for real. I feel that Bruce is a little bit more, think even on his solo stuff, is a little bit more polished. His approach to his singing,
yes,
and his approach to music itself, even the thematics of the music, everything.
I would say yes. If we can clarify which era, which Bruce Dickinson from which era, because 90s onwards, Bruce Dickinson is refined and polished. Early 80s, rough, talented, but unpolished.
But look, Bruce has never been wild, and Roger Daltrey has that wild element that is very pertaining to his style.
Here Roman is saying Bruce doesn't scream and his voice fits the Who style.
The voice fits. Indeed it does.
Somehow.
Because I actually think it would be a good fit. The thing is that there's this wildness to Roger Daltrey.
Yes.
That I don't
Sir
think,
Roger Daltrey.
Sir Roger Daltrey. Sorry. Yes. Proper respect.
Yes.
That I don't think Bruce will be able to replicate because it's not on him, and it's not because of vocal chops. I actually think that Bruce is the better singer of the two.
Yes.
But this kind of element that is such an integral part of the whole music, I don't think it would be delivered to the same regard. Would it be worse? I don't know. It might even be better. I don't know. Because we're just playing fantasy field football here.
Yeah, I would love to see Iron Maiden covering The Who.
That would be very... I would pay to see that.
Yeah, because of course they truly like them.
Yes.
Their music has moments that are clearly inspired by The Who. And I'm quite intrigued.
Yeah.
It could be very interesting to hear, I don't know, like Barbara Rayleigh or Won't Get Full Again with Bruce Dickinson singing, because they got that, man.
Yeah.
And he has that particular tone that it's so far removed from the Royal Daltrey vocal style, and yet it works.
I do think it would work. It would work.
It would work,
Yeah.
but it's very different, man. It's
Yeah.
such a wild pick. I don't know how you come up with that, Roman. For real. Because it's not a bad pick by any means, but okay.
But now I'm wishing that it happened.
Now I'm trying to
Yeah.
picture it in my head, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ian Gillan, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but Bruce,
Because Ian Gillan is closer to the style.
he's the better singer of the three.
It is. And in style, and stylistically speaking, I also think it's closer to Roger.
Don't know if closer, but he's so good that he can easily adapt.
Yeah.
But Bruce is kind of like the Bruce Dickinson sound.
But look, that there is something kind of misinterpreted about Bruce often. People see him as kind of like a one-trick pony when it comes to singing. I don't agree. I think there's a kind of a skewed...
Fanboy.
No, I actually think that he has more range than most people give him credit
He
for.
does. The thing is that his voice is extremely unique.
And I'm not talking range, I'm not talking vocal range, I'm talking emotional range in the singing.
No, emotional range he has, to run our lives for its money. No, he's that good. No, a huge fan of Bruce Dickinson's style. The thing is that the color of his voice is way too Bruce Dickinson. Because even his vibrato is so. I
It's
don't.
very characteristic.
Yeah, I think I was thinking of iconic, but I hate that word. Yeah, characteristic is the
Yeah.
word. It's clearly his stuff, which. Well, here Roman is suggesting. Well, we can simply ask one of those monstrosities based on AI to create a freaking chimera.
I don't know if I want to unleash that aberration over Earth.
Yeah, it could be done because he's
Yeah.
suggesting to just asking an AI to create a song, well, just get Bruce Dickinson covering who's next.
Yeah.
It could happen, yes. Just for the funsies, right?
Yeah.
But now, from a more metaphysical perspective, just the idea of his voice, his vibrato, the texture of his voice, when he goes to the lower register, he fits properly. I can see his voice working correctly. The thing is that the way he screams, he doesn't scream, he sings.
Yeah.
And The Who has plenty of
Yeah.
screams.
Of shouting.
Yeah, the shouting is important, man. For example, Won't Get Full Again. Yeah, that's more like.
But also, it's that wild element that I was referring to.
Yeah, because Bruce Dickinson will do like.
Yeah.
It will be badass,
Yeah.
but it will be an actual note.
Because even objectively speaking, better perhaps.
Yeah.
But
Would it have the same effect on you?
yeah, that's the thing.
That's a question.
That's the question.
That's a question.
For the ages.
It is indeed. Because now I won't be able to sleep tonight. I want to try to. Won't get full again. I will try to. Damn. Because one of the reasons maybe why both of them kind of have this. They work is because one of the gripes that people have with Bruce Dickinson's vocals is that he is always vibrating. The tuning of his voice is always off and on. Because his vibrato is always so intense that he's not necessarily always on the money.
Yeah.
That's the point. It's difficult to pull off when he has it naturally, man. But as a singer, it's tricky for me to kind of be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because for me, like the note, and for Bruce, it's like, here's the note. I'm here, and then here, and then here, and then here.
Is the note ish?
Ish. And you don't know if he's under the note, above the note, on the note, in the note,
Under the note.
under the note. I already said it.
Yeah. Behind the note.
In front. Yeah. All this freaking thanks. Yeah, he's always like that. And Royal Daltrey's, Sir Royal Daltrey's voice has that particular feature as well.
That's true.
Some people, probably because of her stupidly badly trained ears of today's, or the effect of extremely hyper perfected sounding records of today, we have a hard time kind of appreciating the natural sound of a human voice, man. Because we already have. I don't think we had this discussion. I think we did in one of the shows in which they applied autotune to Freddie Mercury's in the
Yeah.
re-release of Queen 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
How freaking dare you, man?
Yeah, that's freaking heretic.
It's heretic, man. By
Yeah.
why they did it? Because modern kids, they grew up with autotune everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That for them a human voice has to be perfect. Otherwise, and that's the sad state of affairs, man.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's one of the reasons why rock music, little by little, lost popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Because mainstream pop, as soon as autotune became a thing in the early 2000s, it was already doing its rounds in the late 90s, but
Mm-hmm.
early 2000s was it
When it caught on
badly.
massively.
So every record is developed for the mainstream, including Nickelback and all of those, Slipknot and all those records, man. All those big bands,
Mm-hmm.
all of them are doctor, man.
Mm-hmm.
To the point of being like, no. Why? Because they have to. It's competitive.
Yeah.
That's a freaking issue. Am I calling them hacks? No, man. It's simply that our industry is so bad now,
Yeah, yeah.
and the demand for the market is used to a particular sound that is not possible to be produced by human beings. That's
Yeah, that became the standard.
yeah, and see how we're coming full circle at the end of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
After this whole discussion, do you think the record sounds bad?
No, I don't think it sounds bad at all. I actually think that even though by today's standards it's clearly a kind of dated sound.
And it's not one of those audiophile level records.
No, it isn't. But I think it's a sound that suits the music. I think it's a great sound for the music contained in it.
Could it be one of the reasons why we love it so much?
I think so.
Not only the two of us, but the fans of the band, and
Mm-hmm.
because this is a very beloved record, man. Because even people who are not into the Who, at least have heard a song from this album, and at least from the CSI Miami, wherever the name of the show was.
I think that this album contains basically their biggest hits because in between
In the-
Behind Blue Eyes,
Bob
Bob O'Reilly, and the CSI,
Won't Get Full Again.
yeah, they are tremendous hits.
Very big hits.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, it's not as good as the follow-up, Orphania,
Yeah.
which is an incredible record. Way too big for its own sake,
Yeah.
I think.
A better record, in my humble opinion.
Mine as well, but I think they beat more than they could chew.
Mm.
From the perspective of audience reception.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wasn't there, of course, but is one of the record. It's a record that is not necessarily discussed that often.
Mm-hmm.
People always gravitate towards My Generation and Who's Next.
Yeah.
We will later have a discussion on that particular record because it's a beautiful record. The thing is that guy is massive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge piece of music,
Yeah.
and it will take a while for us to. Because in this case, I would like to bring some form of trivia, a little bit of behind the scenes, because
Yeah.
it's a conceptual album,
Yeah.
probably one of the first successful conceptual albums ever produced. Because when was it released? Similar in time to Thick as a Brick by Jethro.
I think it's a little bit after.
After or really?
Because look, this guy was 71, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I think it's 2 years, 73.
Around 73.
I can check this.
Yeah, just
because I even probably have it over here,
to close this conversation,
right? Yeah.
because I don't want to leave this open-ended.
Look. 73. Yeah.
Yes,
It is 73.
It's 2 years later.
Yeah.
Thick as a Brick.
Rick, I think is later.
Is it?
Slightly later than that.
Yeah, because the thing is that Thick as a Brick and Quadrophenia are some of the kind of staples of the beginnings of.
No, it's actually earlier. 72.
I knew it.
72.
I knew
Okay.
it. It got released first.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know which inspired which,
Mm-hmm.
because a year of difference between releases at that in that period is not necessarily. They were waiting for one to be released before the work happened.
Yeah.
Production times.
Yeah. No, and even
And
though.
being very frank, Quadrophenia has way bigger production values.
Yeah. And also, we're talking about a point in time where live was still king. And probably by the time that they released the songs, they were playing them live
Yes.
for a few years already.
Yeah. They had them already ready, man.
Yeah.
Of course, because that happened with basically everything from Animals.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew the whole album
Yeah,
before
they
the
have
album
been
got
playing the
released.
songs for a good while already.
Yeah, just they had different names. For example, Dogs was "You Gotta Be Crazy."
Mhm.
That was the name they
Yeah.
used to refer to in the live shows, but
Yeah.
it was the same freaking song.
Yeah.
Just not recorded yet.
Yeah.
And I assume the same happened with this. It was just scales, and in Quadrophenia, it's way bigger, man. It's a bigger production. Fix a Rick is a fantastic album as well. We will tackle that one later because, of course, Jethro Tull is badass. Don't know why it got kind of ignored later. Because after they won Grammys and shit in the 80s.
The thing that now they are a cult classic.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
thing is that in the 80s, just to finish this conversation, somehow they are one of the bands from the serious, fantastic, heroic period, golden age, because this is more from the golden age, I would say, era, that released music in the 80s that didn't feel like sellouts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was less cool, less good, but they never went geriatric or sell out. I'm talking about even Bungle in the Jungle, which is the equivalent to Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Yeah, but they didn't go that far.
No,
Yeah.
that's still it's fun. It's legit.
Yeah.
Still sounds like Jethro Tull. That's a cool song. It's a cool. It's fun. It's not great, and it's a good concert filler. And it's better than Owner of a Lonely Heart. That's one.
So look, for those of you who are here for the first time, this is a space that we created to talk about music that doesn't suck.
Yes.
And I think you can't go further from sucking than The Who.
Yeah, no,
very honest.
It's very honest.
And
Would you
yeah,
recommend this one
Huh?
as an introduction to the Who? This album?
I would indeed.
Totally.
I would indeed, because even though I already mentioned that it's not my favorite album, because I think the Quadrophenia as a body of work is superior, this album contains probably their best songs.
Indeed, I would. The thing is that depending on what kind of guy you are, because some people, I don't know why, but there are some people who are much more reactive to the earlier stuff.
Mm.
Like Who Sells Out.
Yeah,
I love that cover.
Yeah.
That's a good cover.
Yeah.
Great sense of humor.
The thing that, look, we already covered that The Who is a band with a lot to offer.
Yes.
All right, even though they have
Yeah.
they also have musically a shit ton of substance, a lot of emotional value,
Yeah.
and I think that Who's Next is a great balance of both.
Yeah, because it's serious yet fun.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I do think that it's a great album to be introduced to The Who.
Showcases the entirety of the spectrum.
Yes.
The band has to offer.
And let's see, songs. Let me see, because Baba O'Reilly, even though it's a freaking fantastic song, I don't know if it's the best to get to know The Who, because it's a song that has a personality of its own.
I would go for One Get Full.
Yeah, I think that's a great introduction to the band.
That's the sound of the band.
It has everything that they have to offer.
Yes, and as Roman mentioned, they are not hard rock, but if you start to do a little bit of insight, you will see, like, okay, no, but you can trace back the sound of heavy sounding music to these guys.
You can indeed.
Because again, the thing is that since they were around all the way down to the late 70s, man, they feel that they are part of the loud era. No, man, they began early.
Yeah.
The thing is that by the time Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin were like, what the shit, they were like, ha, kids, noobs.
Yeah.
Because they at least had 10 years under their belt.
Yeah, that's true.
They began way earlier. It's like the thing is that since the Beatles stopped midway through, the Who continued. And the Rolling Stones never die. So, do you truly believe that somebody has any form of reference when it comes to time when discussing the Rolling Stones?
Yeah, it's kind of insane.
It's insane, man, because it's continuous. And you look at them today,
Damn.
we haven't aged a bit.
There's some fuckery going on here.
It's adonochrome, whatever it is. You know that?
The what?
Adenocrine? Adrenocrine or something like that. Have you seen it?
No.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
I'll put it this way: when you curse something or when you curse somebody, according to what they say,
Yeah.
the word of the street, when you curse someone, all the way down to point of losing their mind, their blood gets so filled with adrenaline that allegedly, if you transfer that blood into your system, you're gonna rejuvenate. Just saying.
There must be some kind of a tinfoil hat warning that you need to give us before you pull this kind of stuff out of your sleeves.
Just saying. Just saying. Man, just to have a conversation. Hear what I'm saying? They say the Who invented punk with my generation.
I think it's a disservice to The Who to say that they inspired punk. Yeah.
Don't know.
And I can see
I
that.
can see, but I don't know. Because the thing is that punk has not bad bands, man.
Mm-hmm.
But those are not popular.
Yeah.
Because there are punk bands that actually play music, man. That actually play their instruments. On that note,
Yeah.
thanks for joining, thanks for watching, and we'll see you. Yeah.
Damn. I freaking know.
Pinche chingón.
Sí, sí, está chingodísimo. The thing is that as an album, it doesn't really flow as an album.
No.
But the songs.